and all the pills were blue. But then the pill changed, the red pill's the truth. Forget the married life, I got better things to do. Stack money, travel.
Welcome back to the Anthony Spade channel. Before we get started, go ahead and hit that like button, that subscribe button, and that notifications button so you can get the videos as soon as I put them out, which are typically around 9:30 Eastern Time AM. Next, I will not be talking about all women, even though it feels like it. And if it feels like I'm talking about you, you need to check yourself, because I'm only talking about bad women that do bad things to good guys. If you're looking for the music to the intro and you want the link to the second channel, both are below in the description. All right, guys, today I'm going to be talking about why getting your heart broken and rejection is always a blessing in disguise. And one of the reasons why you get upset about these situations is because they catch you off guard. Majority of the rejections are rejections you knew that you were going to do, but you pumped yourself up into being confident, which means you told yourself, I'm going to be a really good guy. You paid attention to how you walked up to her. You paid attention to how you talked to her. You put everything into pursuing her and got rejected because you got shut down thinking that what you was taught was supposed to work. Next, when you are in a relationship and you get your heart broken, that hurts the worst. You know why? Because you feel it coming. You know she don't like you like that. You feel a breakup coming, but what you do, you try to cover that feeling up with being extra nice. When people think no one's going to be around them again, they have a tendency to start acting a little bit nicer than what they would act before, which makes you a nuisance. When a woman knows that she's losing emotion for you and she knows that she's not liking you no more, the nicer you are, the worse she's going to feel. The more, pretty much, what word am I looking for? The more of a nuisance you're going to be to her, which means that she's going to get so fed up that she's going to do whatever she has to do to end that relationship, and end that relationship quickly, which is typically when you get hurt trying to save it emotionally. So today we're going to be breaking down why those emotions, those breakups, and those rejections are actually a blessing in disguise. If my mouth dry up, so be it. Let's get to it. First, you dodged the bullet. That's the main thing you have to understand, is that you dodged the bullet. You know how many guys have been in relationships with women and the women didn't even like them? The whole time in the relationship, the woman is telling herself, all right, I'm only going to be with him for 6 months, or I'm only going to be with him until I get what I want, or I'm only going to be with him until I meet somebody else. You know how many guys have been used as tools in relationships, as pretty much layovers until she gets the guy that she wants? When you get rejected or you get your heart broken, that's you not being her layover, which means that she isn't pulling you close to her to where your emotions keep growing and your emotions get deeper and then eventually scar you completely. When she rejects you, she's letting you know from the jump, listen, it ain't working like that. And as of right now, I do have a guy that I like, that I know I can get. Pretty much her options available to her are higher than you, regardless of how nice of a person you may be or how much money you got. She don't really value it on that. She values on the attraction that she has for the man. So if she ain't got no attraction to you and she don't think that there's anything for you, then she's going to reject you immediately. But you're dodging a bullet because most girls will find the biggest sucker in the world. And if you put yourself out there as a sucker, she'll actually get in the relationship knowing the whole time she's going to scar you. And that hurts in the long run. See, a lot of you have already been through that. You've already been the guy that was being used the whole time and you didn't recognize you was being used until the relationship was over. Well, imagine if you would have been rejected at the beginning. You wouldn't have went through all that and you would have eventually got over it. But being that you got involved in the relationship, now you may be scarred for a couple years before you even thinking about dealing with women again. And then when you come to the red pill community, that's going to slow you down a whole nother 2 years. And then when you actually see what women have became, now you permanently don't want to date again. So understand, being rejected is actually a blessing in disguise because it keeps you from being used. Next, being rejected, getting your heart broken, gives you enough time to learn from it. A lot of guys ain't going to take them heartbreaks and learn from it. They're going to try to cover a bad relationship up with a quick relationship. That means that if they get their heart broken by the girl that they really want, they run out and grab the girl that they didn't want and get in a relationship with that and continue to cycle on to someone else like a woman's going to do to you. A lot of you guys, a woman's going to run in your life after she get her heart broken because it's a quick relief to have her feel like she's worth something. So it's like, all right, the alpha male did me wrong. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go find me a beta male to give me back my confidence. And then when I'm tired of him, I'm going to treat him bad because he's going to make himself a nuisance by trying to give me the world. Well, when you actually take a break from rejection, you're able to sit back and look at everything that you made a mistake on and learn from the mistake. A lot of you guys, you learn your value by getting rejected. When you get rejected, you're able to sit back and analyze yourself and say, all right, let me stop and look at what kind of girl I could actually get. Maybe I was shooting for the moon. Maybe I was aiming for the stars. In dating, the quicker you understand like your level, the easier it's going to be. So when you get your heart broken and you start getting rejected, you can sit back and look at the girls that you may be attracted to and work from there. That's what I learned to do. That's why I tell you guys, I have no problem dating 5s, 6s, and 7s. If the girl is thick, I know what diets to get her on to get her in the gym. She ain't willing to get in the gym and work out with me, she got to go. I modeled for a while, so I've seen girls take their glasses off and look extremely pretty. I've seen girls change their hairstyle and look extremely pretty. Most 5s, 6s, and 7s are low-key 8s. They just need a little touching up. You guys have to learn to see that. I learned to see that in women, and it does better for me when you can get a woman who don't believe she's pretty to get pretty for you. That's where you want to get to. You don't want no woman who's running outside trying to get pretty for the world, because now she's gambling. She's gambling and she's taking chances on what type of guy that she could get. She's putting herself out there shooting for the moon. When it comes to a woman, shooting for the moon is hypergamy. She's going to continue to practice hypergamy whether she's in a relationship or not. That's why you got to get a woman who's already humbled herself. Them 5s, 6s, and 7s, they humble themselves and they say, I want a better personality. That's the girl you want with the good personality, right? And she don't discover how pretty she is till later in life. But when she discovers how pretty she is, she's already in love with you. But if you never take the time out to see your mistakes and learn from it, you'll never be able to spot these 5s, 6s, and 7s that are low-key 8s on the low. That's the game you guys got to learn. The 5s, 6s, and 7s are the gold mine. Next, rejection and breakups make you focus on your appearance. I'm going to tell you that right now. That's the biggest thing that rejection does. It makes you look in the mirror and reflect. Do I have muscles? Am I tall enough? Am I short? Am I fat? What am I? That's one thing that rejections and breakups do. It makes you focus on your appearance, but if you focus too much, you're going to be comparing yourself to other guys that may not be worth it. I keep trying to tell you, if you get rejected by a dime piece who wanted a 6'6" guy, right? Most women that are dime pieces that date the 6'6" guy, one thing about those girls, they're dating these tall guys and they got the guys with money because they think that the guy wants to live the same lifestyle as them. They want to live this Ken and Barbie lifestyle. But they think if I get a tall guy who got money and he's doing this and he's doing that, then we get to live out that fairy tale. When in reality, those type of guys have so many women coming for them that a lot of these women have to play housewife and know that there's a side chick in order for it to make it. So when you're rejected, you stop and look at your appearance, you look at your money, and you look at everything, and you'll learn how to make the adjustment. If you ain't got the look, I'm going to be honest with you. You'll learn. It's still fresh. You'll learn. If you don't look good, you better have money and a body. All right? If you got money and you ain't got no body and you don't look good, then she's going to use you. Next, practice makes perfect. What do I mean by practice makes perfect? The more you get rejected and the more you take that hit, you get back up and keep trucking, the better you're going to be towards the next girl. The biggest players in the world were the guys that got rejected the most. There is no guy that was just born and walk around and just naturally get women their whole life. A lot of you guys out there think that that's what really happened to a lot of these dudes. It's not like that. A lot of these dudes done had their heart broken 1,000 times, and then they became master daters because they did the same thing as you. They came online and they studied the art of women. But the fastest way to learn about women is to actually be out here in the field. Is to be out here in the streets. To be out here walking around and actually trying at a young age. I don't think that you should be in your 30s. I don't think you should be cold approaching women. But I think when you 16, 17, and 18, it helps build up your confidence walking up to women. It's just going to do it. So if you're in a younger age, do a cold approach. You're supposed to. Learn to get comfortable. When you get past 25, cold approaches stop. And the reason why they stop is because now it's really about your status. It's really about if you got it or not. It's really about if you out here grinding or not. It's really out here if you out here putting together your own legacy or not. She gonna see that because she done had experiences with guys. You're always looking at it like, oh, she got experiences with guys. She a hoe. I'm sorry to tell you this, bro, but most of these girls are stretched out. That's just what it is. And guess what? But you can still take advantage of that by being a guy on top of your game. It'll be cool to have you a couple booty calls sitting around ready to come suck your dick and slob your balls at night because you on top of your game. Some of y'all look at it like, ew, she slept with other guys. She got the cooties. I'm never messing with her. Right, because you know that you're not going to change anything that you're doing about your life. You're not going to get rich. You're not going to get on your grind. You're not in the gym. You're not doing any of that. So, of course, yes, she slept with a lot of guys and you wouldn't fuck with her because chances are you're still jerking off at night, right? You're still complaining about the bad girl, but then you're jerking off to her. So, yeah, you're right. If you go out and date, you're still going to get hurt by her because you're still addicted to her, regardless of what I say or what you learn. You're still going to be attracted to her. But a man that's out here bettering himself, who may get rejected, who get knocked down and get back up and start looking at it as a game and don't really put his emotions into it, those are the ones that succeed. In life, you're going to have to remove your emotions because we're going into a depression side of the world. We're going into the medieval part. And I'm telling you right now, women are going to be the least of your worries coming here soon. Most of these guys out here, they got the same traits as a woman. We live in a feminine spirit world. What does that mean? Feminine women are not in control of their emotions. You guys are not in control of your emotions. We're at the weakest part of life now. You could walk outside right now, somebody get in an argument with his girlfriend and come back and shoot up the whole neighborhood. Or somebody get mad at somebody online and then they snap and go kill everybody at the mall. You have to realize, like, look at that girl that they just had on CNN. She left here 6 years ago from Alabama to go and join ISIS, had a kid with a leader from ISIS, and now she wants to come back into the United States and be a citizen again. And they're telling her, yo, you ain't coming back in this country because you was born here. You want to go and go to war with the enemy because you fell in love with some guy online? She met these people online and flew out there and trying to get back in. So you have to understand, the ideologies that people are under in today's world, you don't know what anybody is anymore. But you better protect your chapter. You better protect your energy because they out here energy snatching. And once your energy gets snatched up and you find yourself arguing and fighting like little girls, which is what a lot of you guys are doing, y'all grown men, 40 years old, online arguing back and forth like two 16-year-old girls. Guess what? You're lost because you're doing it all for attention. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, guys, if she ain't holding you down, she's slowing you down. You better get with it or get lost. Hasta la vista.